thanks, Blessing, for joining us. It's awesome to see you. How you feeling 2 weeks out?
I'm good. Just trying to get used to this Discord shit. I don't really know what it is, but I'm feeling good.
Cool. All right. So how? I guess we should say it is December 3rd, 2022. So you're 2 weeks out from the Olympia. So you're not looking too tired or anything, man.
That's the thing with me. You know, I got that BBE, that big boogie energy. It's 24/7. It does not stop. 365 here.
Awesome. So we should say this is the Price Plow podcast. So we're really excited. This is Mike and Ben here, the owners of Price Plow. We're super excited to be talking with Blessing. So we talked with you, what was that, like 2 weeks ago, Mike, for the MuscleTech announcement? We had an awesome talk.
Yeah.
We kind of want to talk some more. I hear you have a really cool backstory. We kind of know like more about Blessing, who you are, where you came from. So we got kind of a story on recent times, but I'd love to start the podcast talking about where you came from and how you got into bodybuilding.
All right, so I'm sure a lot of people know, or if you don't know, I was born in Nigeria. I grew up in Dublin, Ireland. At the age of 9, my mother, find somebody to smuggle myself and my big brother to Dublin, Ireland. You know, and we were to so age of 9, smuggled to Ireland. We were able to link up with my older brother that was in Ireland. So he took us in, he became our guardian. We were able to have education, go to school and stuff. And then it was at the age of 14, that's when I started lifting weight. And then I didn't start bodybuilding until age of 20.
Wow. That's awesome. So was bodybuilding big in Dublin there? Is that something that is popular?
I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up like more outside, you know, on the west coast of Ireland, like kind of like on the farm, you know. I was like the only real bodybuilder out there. I was like the only person that kind of like got serious into that weightlifting. You know, I was like 16, 17. You know, people used to look at me weird, like, you know, what is he doing? Why is he so muscular? It must be on some shit like that. I used to like, people think I was strange. I was weird, you know, because that's all I do all day. After school, I'll be in my shed training, you know, because I was very skinny, you know, and then coming from Nigeria to Ireland, and then growing up in a small town where, you know, we were like the first black family, you know, to live in that town. So the people of Irish, they weren't really used to like multicultural. So there was it was rough for us. We had to go through a lot, you know. So, and being skinny does not help it, you know. I'm like the main joke every time I go to school, you know, being skinny, African kid, whatever. So I had to kind of find a way to, you know, to just get out of being the victim, you know, to defend myself. So that's what got me to weightlifting, you know, and I just fell in love with it. I enjoy just working out. It's like a therapy for me, you know, all the shit I may be going through in school. And as long as I get to go home and work out, you know, that's, you know, I'm all good.
Did someone like take you under their wing and show you the gym, or how did you like first walk in the weight room?
You know, so when we moved to Ireland, you know, I got 5 brothers and 1 sister, and, you know, we sort of lost contact with the oldest in the family, my brother that was living in Ireland at that time. So when we got to Ireland, you know, the government was able to help us locate him, and he took us in. He became our guardian, you know, myself and my older brother. And it's like, you know, maybe 20 years, 30 years older than myself and my brother. And he was kind of jacked, you know. I was like, you know, so always trying to find out, like, because I always had that problem. I can eat all day long. I was just so skinny, you know, was bones everywhere. And then going through school, being bullied and all that. So I started to talk to my brother, like, you know, how can I get bigger? How can I get stronger? I remember he actually put me on a lot of medication that will allow me to eat and gain some weight, but nothing worked. He tried everything for me. Nothing worked. We went to the doctor, whatever. Nothing worked until I started lifting weight, like 14 years old, because he works out. So I started doing everything he does. And then all of a sudden, you know, I just started to progress. I started to get stronger. I started to get lean muscle mass. And that's how I got really into it. And then I started looking into it, you know. And then I was, back then, wrestling was quite big for me. Those are the guys that I didn't know anything about bodybuilding. I didn't follow no bodybuilders. But watching Wrestlemania, Sunday night, that's my thing, you know. That's what get me pumped. So, and those guys are all jacked up. You know, so I always wanted to look like those guys, be strong like those guys. So that's the kind of like the route that I was kind of like following, So and I was lucky enough to have a shed, and my brother put some weight in there. So I was just in there all day, just cranking weights. Nothing about dieting, nothing about fucking dieting or bulking, whatever. I'm just in there training, And thank God it worked for me because of my genetics.
So when was the first time you competed?
So the first time I competed was, to be honest, actually, bodybuilding was never my thing. I just enjoyed working out. I always wanted to go to college, study science and maybe someday become a doctor. But, during that time when I finished school and I was getting ready to go to college, I was very dedicated. I studied hard and I was given the opportunity to study science in one of the biggest college in Ireland, University of Limerick. So I was super excited when I got the opportunity, and I was pumped because I'm like, yo, this is the life I always wanted. I'm gonna go to college, be something, and make my family proud, and ta-ta-ta. And then at the end of the day, I was also expecting that, of course, I wouldn't be able to put myself through college. Now I'm living with my brother. He's got 4 kids of his. Now I'm like 18, 19, almost time to get out and find my own way. And then apply for this kind of like a government support for college. I was denied. I focused on that. That was the only thing that was going to get me through college. And then I go to apply for the government. I know we cannot get you this grant because you haven't got the Irish citizenship. So back then I was on some sort of a visa that will allow me to go to school and work. But because I didn't have the citizenship, I couldn't get the government support to get free education. So that broke my heart. That destroyed everything for me. And throughout studying and stuff, I was still lifting weight. I started personal training in 2012. One of my friends, because during those time I just stay shredded. Like I said, I'll eat all day long. I'll never get fat. But because I'm now in the gym training, I was gaining lean muscle mass. Now I'm super lean with a lot of clean muscle. So I looked shredded, even though I wasn't really dieting. So I was super shredded. So one of my mates was like, you know what? I think you should do a show. Since you can't get into college and all I do all day is personal training people and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not into that bodybuilding stuff. I don't really know what it is. And I just I just like to work out and to just give it a go. Listen to me. And I actually did. 2012, I did my first show. I did not win. But I got a lot of great feedback from the judges that if I was in the right class, but I went into the first timers instead of competing the juniors. I was 19, And so in the first timers in Ireland, it's like everybody you compete with fucking all the like big guys. So I got good feedback from the judges like, dude, you should do it again, but next time make sure you get into the juniors category. Then you'll be able to actually shine. And then I met my first ever IFBB pro bodybuilder, Tony Freeman. And this guy was built like Superman, like small waist, huge, gigantic delt and big legs. It was wearing this really tight red top. I remember just looking at him, just admiring his physique. And I got to talk to him and he goes, dude, you got a really good physique. I think you should give it another shot. So that's what I did, give her another shot. And I just started winning from there.
Sorry, I was muted. That's pretty incredible. So yeah. At that point, how did you get, because you're mostly known as a personality now. So how did you get into the content creation portion of this? Did that just kind of take off on its own, just doing fun stuff?
So after a couple of years competing in the national shows, and I got to represent Ireland and all over the world, European Championship, and then I won my fourth international show at the Hornell Classic Juniors 2014. And then that's when I decided, no, this is gonna be my job. I think I'm cut for this. I've got future here. So that's when I decided to dedicate my whole life for bodybuilding, and I promised myself to turn pro in 3 years. So I took some time off, and then I came back in 2017. I'm like, yo, this is the year that I'm gonna get my pro card, and I had a lot of show planned, and going into my first pro qualifying show. I'm always this positive guy. It doesn't even matter. 2 days out, 3 days out, 10 weeks out. I'm the same person, I'm always smiling. I like goofing around the gym. even when I'm working hard, I like to make people laugh, and making people laugh is like, that for me, that's priceless. When you're able to like, share some positive light in somebody's life, because you never know what people might be going through, and you're able to make somebody life, bro. That's money can't buy that, and the feeling that I get from that, that boosts me into a whole nother level. So I'm always like this in the gym, and I was filming one of the days with my videographer, and we're just messing about, and then it was doing lap pull down, and it looked so funny because the guy was so skinny, and I'm like, you know what, let's do a video. So you're gonna come over here, take some pre-workout, and they're gonna lift some weight, and then all of a sudden you're gonna turn into the Boogieman, jacked and ripped. I was like, yo, let's do it. So we did that video, and I posted it online. It went viral. I'm like, oh, damn, people really like this stuff. And then again, right, growing up in Ireland, there's never a professional bodybuilder in Ireland. That does not exist. Bodybuilding and fitness is not big in Ireland. And nobody really recognized anyone from Ireland for being a fitness superstar, And for me to get myself out there, I want to make myself relatable. I just don't want to be a meathead. I want to show everybody that, okay, I'm a bodybuilder. I can do this. I can do that. I can also make people laugh. I can do whatever you guys are doing. Instead of just being that, that typical bodybuilding, like that everybody, we all know. So that's like my mindset, to make myself relatable, to create content that everyone can relate to, especially if it can make people laugh. So I dropped that video. It went mega viral. I'm like, whoo, and people were asking for more. So I dropped another one, and shit just started going crazy. Now, mind you, I was working full-time in Dublin at this time. So I moved from 2014, I moved from that little town that I was living at because, everyone thought I was weird. So I moved to the city, Dublin, so I can be even more weirder. So I can follow my bodybuilding dream. So, I'm 27, and I was working, my first job, I was a security officer. So I was working like 12-hour shift, while training twice a day, trying to create content video. So a couple of weeks out to my first pro qualifying shows, and I started thinking. Actually, I wasn't thinking. I see I had the job, I got some time off. I flew to, I think it was Portugal or whatever. I did that show. I got my pro card while still doing videos and stuff. And then I said to myself, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to quit my job and just dedicate my all my time to content creating and bodybuilding. It was a risky move. I made that move. I had to move out of my apartment because then there's no money coming in. I moved in with my girlfriend's family, and I give myself a couple of months to crank Instagram, crank all the vines, milk everything out, and get myself out there. And that's what I did. And, then I dropped one of this video. Then I dropped the camera video where I was flexing in front of the CCTV. And that one just went mega viral, My Instagram blew up, everything blew up, Then I was able to secure a better sponsorship deal with the company that was in Europe. So that's how all of that came along. And the main goal of this is to make myself relatable and make fitness and bodybuilding more entertaining.
I love that.
Yeah, I personally love it. You're obviously a very high energy individual, so I completely respect that. Just the energy you have right now, 2 weeks out before the show. So like I don't follow bodybuilding as closely as many of your fans, but like it seems that some people take it a lot more seriously and may get like, I don't know, offended by how much fun you have in a way. Like, is that where is there a little bit of hate coming from that side? Because it seems like you're having fun with it, but maybe like they aren't really appreciating some of that kind of fun because this is their life and they take it more seriously. Do you have any comments about that?
Dude, you guys see it, people, there's definitely, I'm not going to lie, there's definitely a lot of hate coming from that because I make it look too easy, In order to be a successful bodybuilder, everyone believes you have to be just focused, dedicated. All you do is eat your meals. You don't laugh at nobody. You don't talk to nobody. You call all your families off. You don't go out with your friends. You don't have a girlfriend. You just stay focused like a zombie. Which is not, it's not right, even in any sport. So me coming from that kind of like a gimmicky type, and every time I try to talk to people, I will always look at the Logan Paul's brother. You know what I mean? They came from that type of like gimmicky, fun, entertaining, and they're doing the things that high professional people are doing, and they're winning. So everybody hate on there. And that's what it's like. If you look at it, kind of like branding. You know, it's like I branded myself as a fun, gimmicky, kind of like a clown around type of individual, and now I'm also a professional bodybuilder. And I'm also trying to show people that, oh, I'm a professional bodybuilder. It's really hard to transition from being the funny guy and then boom, the serious guy, And people don't believe I can be a legit bodybuilder because of all the other stuff that I'm doing. They don't ever see me winning any show. They know I'm a professional bodybuilder, but they never see me. They don't ever believe I'll make it to the Olympia because they don't think I take bodybuilding serious enough. They don't think I respect the sport, and it's okay. That's my fun. I'm having way too much fun, and I'm doing the things that they think it's not possible. So that's why a lot of these guys don't respect me, but they see my potential though. That's why the hate is a little bit more. Now, if you look at Instagram or Facebook, whatever, you're going to be seeing videos of me, and they always look at my worst videos. They don't talk about when I won Indie Pro or New York Pro, when I completely destroyed the show. They never talk about that. They'll be talking about, a video where I look bad, and they're making videos about this. Oh, it would never place top 15, the top 10 at the Olympia, not even top 15. And I just laugh at all of these comments because they love chewing on my name because everybody got something to say about me, They get views and comments and make money, so happy days. But my job is to prove to them at the Olympia that, you can beat this and also beat that.
I love it. I'm a power lifter by trade, and my energy is very serious. So yeah. I feel like oftentimes I'm kind of opposite of like your energy. But so you said like to be a bodybuilder, a lot of people think you have to hit all of your meals. You can't go out with your friends and everything. Would you say that you don't have an issue like going out with your friends, eating whatever you like? Like, do you still enjoy life as a pro bodybuilder still? Like, are you saying you don't do those things?
I mean, you guys can see that I do enjoy life. You guys through my Instagram, and it's all about you have to understand your body. You have to know the things that you can get away and things that you cannot get away. And it's all about staying professional. Mm-hmm. Because you're a bodybuilder doesn't mean you have to cut your friends off. You have to cut your families off. You can always make it work. I don't go out and eat shit. I never drink. I don't drink. And I got a wife, and she's not a professional bodybuilder, but she likes to go to the gym, and she likes to stay in shape. You know what I mean? And also, she's a human being. She want to have fun too. So I always make sure I give her the time that we go to cinema. We go to a movie. Last week, 2 weeks ago, she wanted to go to a strip club, so we went to a fucking strip club.
I love it.
It's not like I'm there every weekend. I'm drinking. I'm having fun. No, I'm there 2 hours, chill, and just living the life and enjoying the moment because you never know, And it's all about being smart at the end of the day.
I love that. So I get what you mean because what you're talking about before, like people only want to talk about the negative stuff. So I'm from New Jersey. So by native, I was a Nick Walker fan. So immediately, what was it, 2 years ago, last year, like where there was all of the back and forth with you and Nick, now understanding that you're a Wrestlemania fan, it makes so much more sense because it was fun. It was entertaining, of course. Right. But even like,
it was wrestling force for me.
Yeah. But even this year, like just last week, Fuad was talking about your video at, what was the NPC headquarters. Right. And
yes.
I never see you getting talked about like, wow, like you have an incredible physique. You're huge. Like that's a standard, right? But everyone wants to talk about what possibly might be dramatic or negative. No one wants to talk about the positives.
Exactly.
Did you ever comment on that whole NPC video with him, or I didn't?
No, dude, I never commented, bro. I've seen all the videos, bro. Every about that video, and you never see me one time make any comment. One of the guys reached out with his name to Julio, whatever, and he reached out to me, and to me, I didn't want to reply back to the DM, and he said, "Is this for real 4 weeks out?" I told him it's 2 weeks out, because it doesn't matter what I say. Oh well, this is what people like to do, you know, and you have to be honest, right? You know, you've been in this game, you know fitness, you know bodybuilding. I'm sure you know what it takes to go through a prep. And all these guys, they know when you're prepping for a bodybuilding show, it's not every day that you're gonna look your best, especially when you're trying to peak at a perfect time. So you're gonna have them days where, you know, maybe you're a little flat, maybe you're not looking the best, especially being 6 weeks, 4 weeks out. You can't judge somebody, you know, but it's never, if I'm a weak person, you know, that would break me down. That would get me panicking. I'll be talking to my coach. I'll be all on Instagram. Guys, it's not fair. It's the lighting is bad. It was, you know, I was holding water. I just flew in from somewhere. I'll be defending myself. But because I believe in myself, I know my ability. I know what it takes, you know, to be the best. This is bodybuilding, you know. You can't judge a man based on an Instagram picture. It's on that day, you know. Let's see who pull it together on that day, you know. So I'm like, I just laugh because this is what they do. Like if you watch all these videos, all this guy making predictions, you know, they never talk about the Boogieman winning Indie Pro. They never talk about. And if you look at our show, right, no, it was a clean score. Nobody, every single post, not even close. And we went to New York, you know, and it wasn't the same look. In New York, I was even more crispier, just to give the judges something. So I sacrificed a little bit of fullness. No one came close. But you never see them talking about my performance earlier this year. They're talking about when I look my worst, which is great. It makes me the underdog, you know. All my life, I've always been doubted. People just don't. And what I realize is like you said, and I'm bringing the Logan Paul guys in. They make it look too easy, and everybody tune in to watch them lose. Everybody hope they lose, so they can make videos and they can laugh at them. All these top guys, all these gurus, all these podcasters, they're hoping I do not pull it together at the Olympia, especially being backed by one of the biggest brands in the supplement game. They hope I don't pull it together so they can laugh. But I'm going to tell them, I'm sorry. I'm going to fuck up the game in 2 weeks.
I love that energy. I love it. And I understand because as people who are like really deep seated in the industry, you don't want this underdog to come in and just show like he can just come in and win. Like that's I mean, it's an incredible feat if it can be done. So I got to tell you, I'm friends with Buys and Tries, the Instagram page, and he keeps great guy. He keeps talking about Nick and Hunter, which obviously like is a big showdown, right?
Exactly.
I saw a comment from you.
Yeah, and so we have to read it verbatim. I smoked both of these guys in Vegas. I bet my at MuscleTech contract on it.
Hey, I talk that shit. Hey, listen, this is the thing, right? These people, right? They know my energy. It's intimidating. No one wants a guy like me to win because they know if a guy like me wins, I'm gonna rub it on all of them faces. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm going to make everybody have a bad day. You know what I mean? So I'm built for this. I'm built for all the negative stuff. I love all the negative stuff because I store all of that in. The minute we step, you know, on that stage in 2 weeks, you know, all of that negativity is going to come out. And I'm going to be so goddamn aggressive on that stage. And I'm going to disrespect every single person that's been placed on the same side as me. That's what they're gonna get.
So we have one question from the chat. I wanted to ask because I'm not super familiar with this, but people are interested. Since the New York Pro, what do you feel like you've improved the most?
Oh, definitely my legs.
Yeah. Do you have? I gotta ask. Do you have like a certain philosophy when it comes to training? Do you have like, or do you have a coach that kind of takes care of that for you? What's your training like?
My stuff stays the same. My principle is, just go hard, high volume training. That's my thing. That works for me.
Yeah.
Train hard and high reps, a lot of volume and consistency. Consistency. Find something that works. And what people have to realize, what works for one person doesn't work for the other. With me, especially my physique, my leg, I got a little imbalance. One leg's a little longer than the other. And when I tell people, oh, Blessing does to squat, that's why his legs are so small. That's why we'll never be anything. That's why never be a whatever. People don't realize everyone is different. Maybe squatting works for you. It might not work for me. So after stepping off, actually going into Indie Pro, right? And it wasn't until about 4 weeks out when I discovered the benefit of Romanian split. Oh my God, Romanian split squat. That exercise, bro, is harder than squat.
Oh yeah.
That changed my whole foundation forever. So I've been focusing a lot on Romanian split squats. I do them with dumbbells. I do them with them trap bars. Literally, that's my main exercise when it comes to like hitting legs. And I've been focusing on my legs. The minute I stepped off that New York stage, and and when I step on that Olympia stage, and my goal is to beat the physique that I presented at both New York and Indy. Once I'm able to beat those two guys, which is myself, it's done. It's the rest is done. And I'm able to show the judges that I continue to improve show after show. Because after Indy, they know I was going to New York, and they asked me, they goes, can you improve? What you got to do to improve? I'm like, you watch me. I will be improved. And I went to Indy, New York, Indy, I was more bubblier, fuller, rounder. And then New York, I sucked in a little bit more. I got crazy diced. I was shredded. But I lost a little bit of volume on my legs, but still, it was untouchable. That's why conditioning is absolutely everything. And that's one thing I really focus on when it comes to this Olympia. I know this is Olympia. Condition is everything. I know I got the shit. It's all about being aesthetics. But if you don't have the condition, it's over. Game is over. So that's what I'm bringing. They're gonna see a different package, much bigger, fuller, rounder, even more condition.
So a lot of people are asking about how you think you're going to place at the Olympia, and I'm assuming with your energy, you're going to tell us that you're going to win it.
You know what? Everybody trains to win, right?
Right.
And I win, and I believe I really can win the Olympia, and I will win the Olympia. But this is bodybuilding, right? It's not like football, soccer, basketball. You can get a lucky shot. You got to be realistic to yourself. It's when you're dealing with human body, it's timing. You need time to mature. You need time to really build those clean density. And if you look at the guys now, like even some of the guys in the top 4, top 5, all these guys are just bubbly muscles. It's not good quality. That's why Adi is that's why Adi is killing everybody, because of if you look at Adi's body, the quality is insane, which is something that I possess and I carry, So being realistic to myself, I really can place in that top 3. I really believe I can be in that top 3. Of course, my goal is to win the Olympia, but this year, my goal is to try and get as close to that title as possible. And after stepping up this day, we're going to put a game plan together and see how far or how close we are to that title. And then we'll put a game plan together and how we're going to grab the title.
It's interesting because, you're among the best in the world. So, of course, everyone wants to train with the thought process that you're going to win. But I like the thought process of aiming like top 3. If I can nail that, we can put together a game plan to win it, because I think that's a lot more objective, right? You can game plan based on that.
Exactly.
Cool. So you've switched teams this season from Redcon over to MuscleTech. Has that changed your community around your prep? How's that changed your prep overall?
This changed everything, bro. It's sometimes in life, when you're on this beautiful journey, sometimes you have to make some switch, and all you need is some. Maybe you might feel like you're reaching your plateau, and something, maybe you're losing that fire, that inspiration, and maybe all you need is just a change. And like I said, you guys know me a lot. People don't give me the credit that I deserve in the sport. They just chew my name anyhow, say whatever. I've ever only been with 2 companies. One guy, the first one, I was with them for 5 years. I had a pre-workout with them. They messed me up. That was the reason why I left. They cheated me out of it. And then I got with Redcon One. I was with them for 5 years. Longest athletes on that roster. And I just felt it was time for me to, towards the end, I lost that passion, the fire, that the hunger to go out and create stuff, to be more creative. I feel like I got too comfortable, and there was nothing there to inspire me anymore. And thank God, the important change happened, and happens at the perfect timing, to move to the next level, which is MuscleTech. It cannot be. It doesn't get any better than this. It does not get bigger than this. So this, as I find that motivation again, that inspiration again to go out and do more, to give the fans more. I am a lot more hungry now. Now I know that journey to that next level just started right now. Now we're going to that next level. And I'm with I got the right dude. I got the right team with me, bro. I'm with MuscleTech, and it's crazy. And I got one of the best coach in the world, George Farah, with me. I got amazing people behind me. My wife. I got my training partner from Dublin, Ireland. He flew in, and we've been on this Olympia camp for the past 3 months together. And I'm here. I get to train with Kai Greene as well. So I'm learning from Kai. So I got everything I needed to be the best. And also all this negativity is coming my way. That's all I need to be the best.
I was a huge fan
Nice.
of Kai. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I was a huge fan of Kai's when I was growing up in the gym. The ability to train with him must be incredible. You said you learned stuff from him. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm absolutely super curious. Like, is there anything specific that you've learned from Kai that you could share?
Just the principle of being a great athlete, and especially when it comes to bodybuilding, the heart of bodybuilding, presentation, connecting, being on stage and being in the gym, connecting the dot and presenting your physique in a way that it's so unique, and just carrying that, that spark to the next level. So every single time I get to spend with Kai and just get to ask him questions, and I ask him a lot of questions, and Kai likes to talk and he likes to go that, but I always try to just stay focused and just trying to grab something out of things he's saying. Sometimes it's very hard, but you have to be a great listener to be able to learn from Kai. And I'm just so blessed to have that man around me. Because it only makes sense because Kai works with George for fucking 20 years, for almost 20 years, or
Yeah.
I love it, and they're still working together. Kai's almost 50, bro, and Kai's looking huge, still looking great. He's still doing his cardio. I was looking at him yesterday with the leg stages. I'm like, it's unbelievable. Like, it's not real.
It's
It's
it's insane. Like, I can't think of a better person for you to learn from, because like in terms of people who like take themselves seriously, of course, and present an incredible athlete, but also like can also joke as well. Like that Kai's like one of the greatest, right?
Yes.
Like, he's
If you guys ever watch our videos, I always in the comment, I always like, Blessed and Kai, their energy just syncs so perfect together.
Yeah, I bet that's got to be like an incredible duo to watch. I'd love to see you guys. You guys do content together now? I just must have missed it.
Oh yeah, all over YouTube.
Okay, That sounds. I gotta watch that. I mean, because growing up, like, because it's funny. You talk about serious bodybuilders. Kai was that serious bodybuilder. Like prepping in that that apartment in New York City where he had like nothing, and he would cook everything super plain. Like that's Kai, but also at the same time can do a video like. Recently, he's done videos like cross dressing hilariously on can absolutely joke and have fun and not take it seriously. That's awesome.
Yes, that's the thing, but it's very similar to what I'm doing, but with Kai, he was reverse.
Yeah.
He was a very serious person, so people respect that seriousness and now he jokes like later, Whereas me, I started with the joke, because we're in the social media era, it's like you have to, if you truly understand social media, you know how to market yourself. I mean, look at Liver King, bro. Come on. The man was smart.
Yeah, any comments on that one?
Within a year, you got the whole world talking about the Liver King.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talking about him, right? I mean, it's similar to like your original content, like out of nowhere, just huge.
So it's there, like, the car had the reverse and I'm doing the whatever. So, but it's very hard when you start with the being joke and then try to be seen as a serious person. But, when me started winning and especially, and the fact that I haven't really stood next to the top guys, that's also part of the disrespect, until they see me with the top 10 Olympians and they see how I fare next to them, then they'll start to know, oh, okay, the Boogieman is actually for real.
All right, so this is the first year that MuscleTech's coming back to the Olympia in a long time. Are you guys doing anything together at Olympia? Like, can people find you at the booth, or is there anything special that's going on?
Oh yeah, we have the booth's gonna be crazy. We're this Friday, Saturday. I'm gonna be there for like 2-3 hours. Friday, and I'm sure I'm gonna be there for a lot longer on Saturday. I'll be selling. I'm gonna have my merch with me as well. Underdog Mentality t-shirt. I just dropped that. Well, not dropped yet. I want everyone to be rocking that. So I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday. And also, I think we got some cool stuff coming. Cool. A lot of cool stuff coming with MuscleTech. So I'm super excited. And MuscleTech are coming in big. They're back.
I remember you're not huge on caffeine. Have you been using the EuphoriQ pre-workout still, or how's that hitting you? I just a little bit more.
That's definitely my new favorite pre-workout. I'm not just saying it because they're my news, because I've never tried anything like it before. Right. I'm not a big pre-workout guy. I don't like caffeine. You never see me drinking coffee. I just don't like it. So, but I'll drink pre-workout on the day that's needed. Say by the end of the week, towards the middle of the week, I'm feeling tired. That's when you should be taking pre-workout, actually. Not every day, because we become immune to it. So when the day that's necessary, you need to throw it in there. And I'm not a big. And then when I discover, of course, MuscleTech, I started reading about EuphoriQ. It's no caffeine in it. There's a new ingredient, paraxanthine. What is it? So when I got to try it, all the shit that comes with caffeine, it's just so clean, bro. Like it's like it's like if I take, it's like, did I even take pre-workout? Because it's a different type of energy, Mm-hmm. You're focused, you're just ready to go, and you're locked in. And then when it's kind of like wearing off, you don't feel nothing, So it's like it's oh man, that whatever the new ingredients, it's crazy.
For a lot of people, the cons outweigh the pros with caffeine. A lot of people like the crash afterwards can suck for so many people.
Yeah, some people just get wrecked by it, and that's what this paraxanthine kind of gets around. Real quick question: the beta alanine tingles, yes or no for you?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Nice.
It's funny, actually. There's one of my video. I made a video like that before. When you take a pre-workout and you start feeling the tingling. So I took more than 2 scoops, and the tingling was just so crazy. I was like, yo, what's going on? And next thing I was rolling on the floor. Next thing I was jumping in the fucking car, scratching myself. And the last thing was me jumping in the pool.
So I think a lot of people probably don't understand like a day in the life or a week in the life of like an athlete like yourself. Like most people probably think all you do is work out and eat and sleep. but obviously there's a lot of content creation that goes on along with
Yeah.
that. Could you talk about a little bit like what is that like? Because you quit your job, you haven't worked in years. Like, what kind of work do you do like on a weekly basis as like a big content creator?
So right now, like when I'm on, it's like shit. I just I just hired a full time. I've never really had a full time videographer, so I've been working with a guy now.
Cool.
Mostly was always done by myself, my wife, she's always filming, whatever. Now I have a full time camera guy, and literally we just every day we're filming. We're doing photo shoots. We're planning contents. Skits. YouTube videos. How we can make YouTube videos more entertaining. The thing with me is like when I'm creating content, especially the fitness, whatever. I don't want it to make it just fitness and bodybuilding. I want people to leave after watching my content. I want people to leave. Well, wow, that was entertaining. That was funny. That was everything. And that was motivating, funny, entertaining. Some bit of information. It was very informative. We got to know a bit more about the Boogieman. So there's a lot of if you want to do right, it's a lot of planning that goes into this, and that's why I'm super excited with MuscleTech and what's next to come for me, because of course I want people to see me as a high level athlete. I want to be seeing that it's actually very serious, and it takes bodybuilding serious, and I respect the sport, and I respect all the guys that doing it. Because this is. People don't get to see that side of me, but, it's time now that they will see that side of me because, of course, when I turned pro in 2017, I didn't compete for 3-4 years. I was making content. I was making skits, and I was still in the light. People are still talking about me. So for a bodybuilder to compete 3 years, just 3 years, and still stay relevant, that's hard to do as a bodybuilder. It's really hard to do, so the content creating has kept me in the light and kept me going, and it's what I love to do. I love to make people laugh. I love to entertain people. Some people might call it clowning and not being serious, but it's just who I am. It makes me complete, and going to this next level, being an Olympian athlete, and get to that level. I really want to show people, what it takes to be the best, and and that, and I also want to inspire the younger generation that, it doesn't matter whatever you're into. You want to follow bodybuilding, you want to be a professional you can be a professional bodybuilder and still enjoy life and still make money and still offer the good things in life and leave, be known, because the way most bodybuilders live is like, dude, it's like, this is not gonna last. Bodybuilding, you can't do bodybuilding forever. And when it's done, what you got left? You cut everybody off. You cut all your friends off. You don't have real friends. You don't, all of that is very, very important to me. And, just keeping things very relatable and entertaining.
I love that. If you could choose between like being Mr. Olympia and being like the best known fitness influencer and like really entertaining, like it seems to be like your two biggest loves, would you make that decision between, like, would you prefer one or the other?
If to pick between being an entertainer and
yeah, like like you look at like Bradley Martin or like huge influencers that are not competitors but they have a really big community, or versus being like Phil Heath was Mr. Olympia, like that's who he was, right? Like which one of those is more important to you?
Oh man, I mean, it's down to passion. It's down to what makes you complete. Without bodybuilding, man, all of that shit, fuck all of that,
Really?
It wouldn't make sense to me, because it's like that's like living life, and we have to be. If you look at social media, bro, social media is so fake, It's this beautiful wall, and then when you go into, there's nothing in it. It's just empty. You're by yourself. You're lonely. It looks beautiful. You have all these girls. You have all these podcasts, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's down to passion. It's down to, what makes you you. It's down to purpose. I feel like bodybuilding gives me so much purpose in life to show people it can come from the dirt. It can come from the mud and chase your dream and work hard and become something, So that's this is more than just being a bodybuilder for me, People don't understand where I came from. Where I came from, you're not supposed to survive. You know, I came from the dirt to the dirt. You know, even when I went back to Nigeria after 21 years, I was staying in Lagos. You know, I was talking to some of the people, like they didn't even believe where I came from. You know, because I was not from the city. I'm from the village. You know, they can't understand some of the things I was saying because that's some village shit. You know, so that's my message to the world, and that's why I love bodybuilding. That's why I believe. You know, it's like I gotta be the best. You know, I got what it takes to be the best because I got so much work that I want to do in life. I want to inspire kids. I want to use bodybuilding as an example that, look, listen, it doesn't matter what it is. As long as you love something, you give it your all and go for it, you can absolutely achieve your dream life.
I got a ton of respect for that as an athlete, because I feel the same way with my sport and everything. I'm surprised almost though, because I feel like with your social media, you can do so much good, even if you're not stepping on a stage. I feel like you inspire a lot of kids. You make a lot of kids laugh, or you probably help a lot of people with your humor and your entertainment. But I think it's refreshing to see an athlete who cares that much about the actual sport, the achievement.
Well, yeah, and the cool thing is he doesn't need to answer that question because he's got so much energy he could do both. And that's cool. When you're as high energy as Blessing, you do both. It's like that meme, you know? So
what do you want? Both. And get paid.
I love it.
Well, I don't have any further questions. I think that last statement of yours was a great one to end off on. I don't know if you have anything else to say. We don't want to eat up too much of your time because we know what's going on. Be curious to know what you're doing for the rest of the day, for instance. But other than that, we're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, you guys see the hairstyle, you know?
Oh yeah, I just see you got your hair done. Yeah, that looks great.
I'm like the villain, you know. I was talking to Phil the other day. We got to train together. I was maybe 3-4 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, I was like, you know, I know you're the villain and all that. You know, I'm like, you know, I want to be a villain like you. People already hate me anyways. So I was talking to Dan, you know, and Dan, someone came in and Dan goes to Phil. He go, can you imagine if we have this guy as a champion? And you think that was bad? So I thought, you know, let me switch up my hairstyle and just be more fucking bad guy. But I think it's too oranges though. I need to go more blondie. So I'm actually gonna go to my barber today and then one more bleach on it to make it blondie.
I love it. Good for you, man. Cool. Well,
yes, sir.
I wish we could come see you in Olympia. I don't think we're going, but congratulations on everything and good luck in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, thank you for watching on live. Got a roof for the Boogieman.
Yeah, we'll be watching for sure.
That's right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk
you guys
soon.
are awesome. Yes, sir.